Malaysia operates a dual banking system, namely a conventional banking system operating in tandem with an Islamic banking system. Islamic banking is a system of banking or bank activities that operates based on Islamic law Sharia, and it must be in line with Sharia and fiqh Islamic or fiqh muamalat, Islamic commercial transaction that comes from the Quran and Sunnah and other valid sources of Islamic law such as ijma', analogy, qiyas and ijtihad. Malaysia launched Islamic banking and aims to be a pioneer in the industry with the development of the Malaysian International Islamic Financial Centre (MIFC) initiative in August 2006. At the time, the government encouraged local banks to enter Islamic financing market, and as of June 2017, there were 18 Islamic banks in Malaysia, both native and foreign. So today, we are going to present about the Shariah Audit Program that will be implemented for Al-Rajhi Bank in order to determine whether the bank is really follow the Islamic bank guideline from BNM or not.
Next, we move to the background of Al-Rajhi Islamic Bank. Al-Rajhi Bank is the first and largest Islamic bank in the world. Al-Rajhi Bank has been serving their customer for almost 50 years. They start their first operation in 1957 and it is just an exchange house. In 1987, the bank renamed his name as Al-Rajhi Bank. Until now, Al-Rajhi has over 500 branches and over 4,100 ATMs around the world. Al-Rajhi Bank has opened their first international branch in Malaysia in 2006. It's now in Malaysia has 19 locations including 14 in the Klang Valley and 1 each in Johor Bahru, Melaka, Penang, Kuching and Kota Baru.
For this finance, Al-Rajhi Bank implements the Tawarruk contract in the first. The bank will sell the customer good with a different payment schedule. The consumer, who was the first buyer in the first sale, may later sell the same commodity to a third party for cash and spot. The bank sale price includes a profit margin that has been agreed upon between the bank and the customer. The Islamic bank may finance up to 90% of the cost for the house when financing it. There is no law in term for the Al-Rajhi Bank housing credit, making it one of the very banks having a such loan product. Even if the consumer choose to pay off their mortgage early, they won't be subject to any penalties. Al-Rajhi Bank simplified this by simply providing one such house loan product, home financing, which is globally Sharia compliant, as opposed to the customer clutter of housing loan package supplied by various banks. This Al-Rajhi Bank package includes a set monthly installment that provide the consumer with consistency for better monthly budget planning. Furthermore, Al-Rajhi Bank offers a loan margin of up to 90%. Al-Rajhi Bank benchmark BFR is higher than that of the majority of Islamic bank in Malaysia.
Commodity murabaha is the sale and purchase of the commodity on a deferred basis in which the customer had informed the cost and markup. The sale transaction is complete through a tower arrangement which involves two sales and purchase contract between the customer, the banks and commodity suppliers through brokers. Modus operandi of tawarruk. When bank receive customer request, bank buy commodity from trader A in the commodity market on cash basis. Next, ownership of the identified commodity will be transferred to bank. Then, bank sell commodity to customer at cost plus profit, which is murabaha. Next, the ownership of the commodity will be transferred to customer that is created as deferred sale, and then the customer will sell the commodity to bank as customer agent to trader B. Next, the ownership of the identified commodity will be transferred to the trader B. And lastly, customer makes deferred settlement to settle the debt to the bank.
Alright, I will continue on Shariah Audit Program. We highlight 5 objectives in this Shariah Audit Program. Number 1, the parties to the agreement have the legal consent to enter the contract. Number 2, analyze whether the income of this bank is comply with Sharia requirement. Number 3, price determined was agreed including the profit margin between two parties that make the contract, which is the bank and the customer. Number 4, seller must have the ownership and he transfer the ownership to the customer and it is comply with Sharia. Number 5, we need to ensure the sale and purchasing in the tawarruk deposit is comply with Sharia compliant.
We also do comparison between product disclosure sheet PDS of Al-Rajhi Bank Home Financing I with BNM Sharia parameter. We want to know if Al-Rajhi Bank product is follow the BNM Sharia parameter or not. We determine the difference by look at Sharia requirement that consists of 14 requirement from BNM parameter. From 14 requirement that state in BNM parameter, Al-Rajhi Bank successfully follow just 12 from 14 requirement, which is nature, contracting parties, ijab offer and qabul, acceptance, price and so on. The two requirement that Al-Rajhi Bank do not follow is in their asset and dissolution of sale and purchase contract. The finding was the bank do not mention the detail about what the assets or commodity that bank will purchase and also do not put the detail if this dissolution happen during sale and purchase. These two things is very important for the Al-Rajhi Bank to avoid uncertainty and miscommunication with customer. That's all from me. Thank you.
In general, Al-Rajhi Bank has successfully fulfilled and followed the Sharia law guidelines from BNM, Bank Negara Malaysia. In the BNM guidelines, there are 14 guidelines that must be followed. For instance, nature, contracting parties, asset, price, requirement of tawarruk, arrangement of wakalah in tawarruk, implementation of a dual agency in tawarruk, arrangement of one promise in tawarruk, arrangement of assurance in tawarruk, arrangement of ibrah rebate in tawarruk, arrangement of tawarruk in ta'wid with ta'wid compensation or gharamah penalty in tawarruk, dissolution of sale and purchase contract in tawarruk, and completion of tawarruk. Even though most of the guidelines have been followed, but still there is a plenty of guidelines that have not been followed yet. Therefore, the implementation of Sharia audit planning and Sharia audit program must be done in order to ensure the Islamic bank system align and follow just like Al-Quran and As-Sunnah teaching.